For me, I did grow up in the church. I grew up on the Protestant side of things. Grew up in a Nazarene church. Things seem to be a bit more relaxed, to put it in the best way I can, honestly. And up until I was overall 13, things were relatively normal besides for my dad not really being around. Because he's in the military, so I really didn't see him except on weekends. And even that was up in the air because of deployments and stuff like that. When I was 13, my mom, my brother, sister, and I were about to move back up to Ohio from Georgia. My dad was over in Korea. A month or two after that happened, he said he wanted out. He wanted a divorce. And soon after, we found out that he was now in a relationship with his best friend over in Korea. And that's why. And pretty much the only person who ever really understood, was able to communicate with me in a way I understood, this person I looked up to so highly, was just gone. And his side of the family saw that I was gonna be like him, but they only saw the good side of things. They didn't see that this wasn't the man that they thought that he was. And mine with that, watching my brother have to pretty much step up to the plate and kind of try to keep things under control, and my mom just fell into a dark depression. I was alone, basically, because I didn't really get along with my siblings. My mom didn't really understand how to talk to me. She always had my dad do it, so I was just alone for the longest time. And that had a very negative effect on me. Definitely through my early teenage years, and even now I still have some of the mental side effects from that, to put it nicely. But I am working through it, of course. There's so many times due to what happened with my dad that we've almost lost everything because we just didn't have the money, or our house falling apart, etc. But it seemed like every time, almost as if by magic, we would always be pulled right back out of it. And I saw this on a more personal level throughout high school. I struggled making friends in high school. My grades weren't a problem. I struggled making friends. I struggled fitting in. I was bullied throughout my childhood. But it seemed like whenever I felt like it was all about to fall apart, a voice always spoke to me, telling me that this wasn't going to be permanent. All I needed to do was just kind of smile, nod, and just kind of laugh my way through it like it really didn't matter. And I did. I eventually found a wonderful group of friends. Everything kind of started falling into place as soon as I started trusting God. Started trusting that voice in my head to trust His plan for me. Especially with, and a huge part of it was last year. In the middle of the semester, I had things went south very bad, in a very bad way. I could barely go to class. I could really not even function because there's just so much anxiety and just fear due to everything that was going on. There's just so much fear. I basically shut down completely. And that voice came back and told me that I just need to pick myself up and that things will be okay. I just need to keep going and just trust God. I'm a stubborn person by nature, so I like doing things my way and trying to figure it out myself, and I'd done it that way for the longest time. And finally, I just gave up control. Alright, I'll follow your vision for me. And things improved. Slowly but surely, I started listening to God, and I started following His instructions for me. Started reaching out, talking to people more, really opening up myself, so to speak. And things definitely got better. Especially with my mom. Her and I are actually very close now because we both struggled really hard with with the family situation. So we kind of only really had each other to lean on. So we finally learned how to communicate with each other. And her and I are extremely close now, which I'm very thankful for. And now I'm here I decided that God was definitely someone I could trust for sure. And now that I've trusted him, he's never steered me wrong. And me being baptized today is a sign that I'm going to continue to trust him. And it's just a sign of gratitude that he's brought me just such an awesome life, honestly, with great friends, great group of people to share his word with and worship with, a bright future, and a very loving family back home. And I'm just so thankful. I want to make this declaration that this is the time I am positive that I can follow his path, and I am so grateful for what he's given me.
In the presence of brothers and sisters in Christ, do you renounce the power of sin and evil in your life and in the world?
I do.
Do you believe in your heart and profess publicly that you cannot save yourself, that it is only by Christ and Christ alone that you can find new life and hope?
Definitely learned that through experience, yes.
And do you commit yourself to obeying and following, joining together in communities of faith and reaching out beyond those communities to those in need?
I do.
Then based upon your confession of faith in Christ as Lord and on his grace and work on your behalf, baptize you in the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit.